What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's always a huge thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. I'm actually really excited for today's video. We are basically going to finalize the new 4 to 8 inch track bar bracket for the OBS for the 05 Plus axle swaps, and basically the only thing we have left to do is pull the track bar bracket that's on my truck right now, the prototype, and build a jig around it. Now the second thing we're going to try and accomplish today is and I'll show you that process once we get started, but the second thing that we're going to try and do today is build a set of radius arms for this truck. I already have the design fully made. I've got the parts cut and everything, so all we got to do is put everything together and test it out on the truck. And again, I'm super excited for that, and I'm also excited to show you the truck. We made a little change and I think you guys are really gonna like it, so let's check it out. And here we go, guys. We've got this truck on 37s, and I think it looks just so freaking awesome. I absolutely love the way they fit. Yeah, it was definitely what it was missing. It was making the 35s look small, and I think it looks proper right now. And I think they'll probably work with the 6-inch lift, 7-inch lift that we're gonna do, the coil springs, but I think on the 7-inch springs it'll probably make these look small again. But now that I do have these, I would love to see this thing on 40s. Yeah, it's an endless vicious cycle, I know. But anyways, these the tires, they are some Toyo Open Country RTs, 37, 13.5 R18s. The difference in quality between these and the Arturos is, I don't know, it's huge. These things balanced out so much better. The Arturos, I was never really able to completely balance them. They usually vibrate around 65 miles an hour. You would get a little vibration. This thing, I was able to get it up to like 90 miles an hour the other day, and it's just buttery smooth. Plus, they are that much quieter and smoother on the road than the Arturos. I'm honestly really happy that I have them. I mean, for what I do, it fits this truck perfectly. I do wish that they were a little bit more aggressive on the sidewall. I think it would look a little bit cooler. But again, it's a really nice, cool, big tire that rides really good. So I'm really happy with it. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, put it on the jack stands, pull that track bar bracket, and we'll move on with building that jig that we gotta make for this thing. So I'll throw you guys on a time lapse. Man, I swear this thing looks good even on jack stands. It's also my baby, so you know how parents are with kids. They all have the best looking one. Anyways, as you might have seen in that time lapse, we did go ahead and take off the track bar bracket. And honestly, at this point, it's a pretty easy ordeal. It takes maybe like 5 minutes to take it off and put it back on. Well, it takes a little bit longer to put it. It takes a little bit longer to put it on because I gotta torque everything, but anyways, man, I love this setup. Like, the truck is riding honestly better than ever, and it doesn't really have a lot to do with my kit. Even though I would love to tell you guys that it's, my kit is the greatest and it's making it ride super great. It's just a really good combination of springs and shocks and the tires. It's crazy what it can do. Now that being said, my kit is the best, and that's the only one you guys should buy. Especially after all the things that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. But even though the setup is so cool, I'm actually so excited for all the stuff that we're going to start doing to this truck. This is going to be very, very temporary. And I'm not just talking about the fact that we're going to go to a 7-inch coil spring like that. The more that I think about it, and the more that I deal with this truck, I definitely don't want to have something this big. I really love where this thing sits at right now with the tires and everything. I'm really happy with it. So we'll probably go to that 7-inch spring just to have a kit put together so we can do a block for the rear and then do the front. But we're planning on doing some really, really cool stuff with this truck, with the suspension, and basically building something that works better than anything else that is out there. And that's part of the reason why I'm already doing the stuff that I'm doing right now. Like obviously for those of you that didn't see the last couple of videos, this is the track bar bracket that we took off. This is the new 4 to 8 inch track bar bracket. Oh man, this thing is absolutely beefy. I'll weigh it. I'll actually have a scale right now. Right here, I have an absolute mess. Right here. But I mean, like it's a beefy unit. So it's 16 pounds of bracket. That's definitely beefy. Feels like more than 16 pounds though, to be honest with you. 16 pounds. But again, we made this thing as strong and as reinforced as we possibly could. Just because we want to make the most solid parts that we can, because like I said, I've got some pretty big plans for this truck, for some pretty cool stuff that's gonna be going on back here and up front, and I'm just super excited about it. I'm also very excited. I'm actually super excited about this. I mean, just look at it. Oh man, this was a lot of hard work, especially to get it to this, make sure that everything looks good, that it's built right. I'm so excited. So it's obviously our new BDD radius arm, and it's so cool in so many different ways. I am so excited about this thing. So obviously this thing, we're building it. I still got to test it out on different configurations, but at least on the computer, I modeled it to be able to work on trucks with stock height up to an 8-inch lift. Now, like I said, I gotta test it out, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up building 2 sizes of this. So when you guys finally go to order it, we'll probably have a drop-down menu or something to where you select if you want the stock to 4 or the 4 to 8. But again, I still gotta actually test this in the real world. Again, this thing is built. I mean, obviously we still gotta weld it and everything, but we were here up to pretty late last night trying to finish this. And actually the clip right before this, when I was showing you the track bar bracket, that was from last night. We were here till I was here until around 10 or so at night. But anyways, yes. And don't worry about the rust. I know it's a little bit rusty. We had this tube sitting around for a while. Again, this is mine. You guys won't be getting stuff like this. But I guess let me talk about this a little bit. Obviously, it's made out of DOM. It's 2-inch DOM, 1/4-inch wall. So super beefy, incredibly strong. You can actually see it right there. I'll talk about those welds here in a little bit. They are beautiful. We've got Johnny joints on each one of the tubes, and basically the reason why I'm going with Johnny joints and I like Johnny joints is because they're a little bit more, I guess, forgiving. They're not as rough, so they basically don't transfer as much vibration and noise to your truck because they have essentially a little bushing in there. And one of my favorite things about this is obviously the main focus point, which is this bracket that ties both tubes together with our logo on it. I like that we made this very big. I saw some other radius arms out in the market, and they had like a really small bracket holding this tube together. And one, I feel that this looks way better, but it also helps strengthen everything and transfer whatever loads come from this tube into this primary tube, main tube. And I mean, it's super cool. The only thing that I am gonna change is this bottom plate. It honestly doesn't look that good at all. I'm not happy with it. So on the final version, we'll have something that looks better than that. But I mean, it's fully gusseted, reinforced. Obviously, looks like we've got that gusset. We're gonna have that one right there. This thing is fully boxed with a I can't talk. Gusset on the inside that will tie everything together. And then just check out that weld. I bought this product from Vevor. Actually, this is the first product I ever bought from Vevor, and it's before I started working with them before. Because if you guys have been with the channel for a while, we've made a few videos with Vevor testing some of the products they sent us. This is actually something that I bought before I started working with them. So it's a weld positioner. It essentially, you can put a tube in there, set your speed right there, and it turns the tube for you. That way you can make a continuous weld like that on it, and it's so freaking cool. I'll show you some video of that. I took some video, and we're still working. We're still trying to get all of our settings dialed and everything. But I mean, towards the end, we've got like those welds. So nice. And this tube is welded on the outside and on the inside, and then obviously, like I said, it's gonna get fully welded all around the perimeter, up top right here, on the bottom. It's stout. I am so excited to get this on the truck. Now, unfortunately, we ran out of time. I gotta edit in this last part to the video and start uploading it if I wanna have it on the channel today, Sunday. But in next week's video, basically everything should be on the truck. We should have the new track bar bracket on it, the new radius arms, and I think it's gonna look completely different. Because the thing that I've always hated about this truck is the radius arm setup. And honestly, I don't know why it took me so long to decide to build a radius arm, because I absolutely hate, like, the radius arm is not that bad, but I hate it on that drop bracket. And I always get asked if I'm gonna build drop brackets. I don't know, maybe. I hate the way they look. I hate how much leverage they put on the frame. So I'm just not a fan of them. But I think with the new, just imagine that that radius arm right there is gonna look so good. Also, I bought this jack from, I'm like a dog with the squirrel, I know. I bought this jack from Harbor Freight, and I want another one now. They're so freaking nice. And then obviously we put the BDD on there. You can get the stickers on the website. And just such a cool freaking jack. They look beautiful and they work so good. So I think I'm gonna have to pick up another one of those. But anyways, guys, if you are as excited, as super excited as I am about these new parts coming, about the way that the truck looks with the 37s, definitely drop a like down below. Drop a comment. You guys have no idea how much that helps. Again, I am trying my hardest now to be consistent again with YouTube. I know that I went over a year not, kind of posting enough and stuff like that, but we are trying our hardest not to post every Sunday is now when I want to post. So drop a like, drop a comment so people know that we're back. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, if you like what we're doing. And yeah, we'll see you next week.